Hey guys, I'm just going to take a few minutes just to show you how to set up Ableton for Sunday morning and just give you some tips and tricks to use like during practice or during sound check on Sunday mornings. So first off, you have to have the interface, and you have to have the computers and all the cables. So I have some pictures right here that Hunter took for me that I'm going to show you step by step process. So first, you gotta find the projector Rode case. It's a blue case. So if I can just pull up a picture here, it's this blue case right here. Sorry for the blurry pictures. It's this blue case right here. It's under the stage. Just make sure the projector's out of it before you start using it, or you'll have to pick everything back up to use it. But anyway, we set it to the left of the drummer. Just set that there. You have two lids on each side of this, the interface. Just take those off and place the computer on top of it. Now, for let's see, get out of that. Okay, so first you want to get power to everything. So first off, after you took everything out, grab the two cables out of the computer bag. One will be a USB cable, and another will be the power supply to the interface. And there'll be one more, which is the power supply to the computer. So first, just first go under the stage. If you face the stage, go to the bottom of the stage to the left. There'll be the snake. Go under the snake, which will be here. I can give you a picture of that. It'll be under the stage right here. It'll be right below this, right down there. Grab the snake, pull it out. Plug in your power supply to your computer, which will go right to the left of the computer, and plug in your power supply to the interface, which will be this blue cable. Just make sure you turn it to the left. Turn it to the left. Make sure the prongs at the end of the power source match up. Then twist it back to the right. And the way you unplug it is to press this little this yellow knob, push it back, and then turn left, and it'll come out. So plug that in, plug your computer in. So computer and your interface have power. Now you have to connect the computer to the interface. So the way you do that is just to plug it into here and then plug it into the side of the computer, and that's how you hook that up. Okay. All right. After you get everything set up for the power supply, you got to do a few more things. So let me exit out of all that. I'm gonna pull this picture back up. So you have three. You have to hook it up to where the audio will go out to the house. So it'll be these two pictures here. So you go under the stage right where you found the surge protector. Find these three cables, and plug white into one and yellow and blue into 3 and 4. Doesn't really matter, just so long you have them plugged up over here, right? And see where I'm pointing here over there to the snake. Plug the XLR cables in the top right here, and those two outlets that are free right here. Plug the yellow and blue here, and then where you see click right here, plug the white, and you'll just plug the click into 1, and the tracks will be in 2 and 3. And so that's basically how you set it up. I'm sorry that I couldn't do a video. This is just a short little video just to show you guys how to do everything. But yeah, so that's basically how you set everything up. So now I'm gonna take you to where you actually, after you got the computer set up, you got the power on. Oh yeah, by the way, the power to turn it on is right under the blue power supply. So that's how you turn the interface on. So make sure you don't forget to turn the interface on. So after you have everything plugged up and you have the interface on, and you'll come up to a screen like this right here. So you want to go over here to Sunday set list. You see I have every date saved. That's just my OCD. You go down to the, so let's pretend, this is going to be this week's set. So we go down to 13, click on that, click on your ALS file, bring that up. I keep something's in my throat. All right. Just give it a minute. All right. So here we go. So my interface is not hooked up right now, but let's pretend that it is. Okay. So let's take a look around. So up here you have your tempo right here. You have your time signature right here, and you have a click. You have your click right here. Okay. First off, you have to know that this click right here has to be glowing. So you want to click that on. So click it on, click it off. So that has to be glowing yellow, or you will not have click in your ears. So make sure that's set to yellow, and make sure this will either be set to 4/8 like you see over here, or 4/4. And when I'll go over here in just a second. So this is your time signature area. So we have to type it in over here where the song is in order to get it to cue in, or get it to automatically cue in over here. And up here you have this right here. You can use to fast forward. So you just press and hold down and slide up and down, and you can fast forward through the song. This is your play, stop, and record. You don't have to mess with all this stuff over here, but this is important. When I ask someone, like I ask one of you guys to fast forward or to slow down, this is how you do it. You just click on it and drag up with your finger. And this is stop. And also stop is spacebar. And sorry about that. Stop is spacebar and play is spacebar. All right, so if you go on to the right over here, you have key. Now this is how I set up the key commands that you guys use. So like when you press 1 or 2 or 3. Anything you see glowing yellow can be set to a key command. So anything you see, you can set it to a key command. But the only thing I have, if you see over here, I have song number 1 set up to 1. The outro set up, just lowercase t. And lowercase does matter, so you have to make sure you set it to lowercase. Love Goes On set to 2, outro set to L, and then so on and so on, 3, 4, 5. So that's how you set up key commands, and you can also set up MIDI. If you had a MIDI controller, you can set that up. Okay, so let's see what else I need to discuss. So yeah, so if you see over here, this is where I have the song outlaid for you. So I have everything laid out, and like I showed you in the key command, I just have the intro of the song and the outro. That lets us do the transitions. But so I have everything laid out for you. If you see these little triangles here, these orange triangles, this is how you click into different parts of the song. So if I ask one of you drummers to go to the bridge, and you can tell when I click that, it automatically changed the tempo to 98. You see the tempo right here, the BPM? It changed it to 98 automatically, and it also changed it to 4/8. So that's significant. So once I click 1, it automatically changes it. 4. Excuse me. It automatically changes it to the tempo that it's in. So just be aware of that. So if there's a wrong tempo over here, it will mess up everything. I learned that. I learned that just a minute ago. So yeah, you have to put these in. These have to be on every track for it to work correctly. So yeah. So you can go down and see that I have all the tracks laid out that way, and you can go down and click any one by clicking these triangles. I think that's pretty much it. I had to tell you about that. Okay, this right here, this is very important. This right here is your click. This is the volume of your click. So if you slide up, it'll go down. If you slide down, it'll go up. And it'll turn off. So make sure you remember that's your click. So if it's really loud in your ears on a Sunday morning or at practice, this is how you turn it down just a little bit. This turns down everybody's, so just be careful if you do turn it down. And here's the cue out. See, this wants to be set to 1. The cue master out will be set to 2. That's just the simplest way to do it. So your cues will be going out one channel, and the rest of the tracks will be going out channel 2. All right, so let's get over to our tracks. So how I did that. This little facing down triangle. If you click on that, it spreads everything out so you can see it. So if you look up top here, you have guide, which is on. And let me just tell you this: these are called scenes. So you have scene 1. The scene right here would be the first part of the song. Next would be the intro, so on and so on. So you have you have guide here, drums here, bass, and so on. So this is set up this way so we have control over everything. So if you look down here, these little glowing boxes, so you could, let me just play the song and turn it down a little bit.
1, 2, 3, 4.
So you can see I can solo bass. You can hear that. I can solo the bass. I can take the bass out. I can take the drums out. So if it's on, if it's glowing, it's on.
Verse.
So that's basic. That's a basic. I'm just showing you guys a basic. So if you want to get to that, you go to these little triangles to the side of the song up top. It'll click over. You can see each instrument in the song. And if you need it, if I asked you to take something out, you would just go here and click on one of these and turn it off. We don't use drums most of the time because we have drums. We don't use bass because most of the time we have bass. I'm usually playing the acoustic, so we don't use that. And we don't use one of the electrics. And I'll decide which one that is. So the next thing, after we did this over here, after Q go out 1 and master out goes out 2, we have to get audio out. So what we do is we go up here to live, we go to preferences, and we go to audio, and then we go to audio output device. Now just because this computer is new, you're gonna see two. So you're gonna see built-in output, and you're gonna see the interface. So I don't have the interface plugged in right now. So you're going to see the interface come up. There's going to be one more, and it's going to be the interface. So you just click on that. And so I'm just going to click on built-in output. Okay. All right. And now it should come out the speakers.
1, 2,
you just can check
3.
that, and you can check at church. It should come out. But if it doesn't, you have to route everything. So everything can be routed to its own track. This can be routed, guide can be routed, drums can be routed. But what we do is, since we only have 2 tracks, what we do is reroute it. So what we would do, see, there'll be more here once your interface is plugged in. But guide and click are always number 1 though. So you can make sure to know that click right here, Q out, click, is going to be 1. So we're going to make sure that goes out 1 every single time. The rest of these, you can click Command, click to the end, and click A. I'll click Guide, and you can select them all, and then you can change them all. So we want to change it. What we want to change them to is 3 and 4. So we don't have 3 and 4 here because we don't have the interface plugged in. So what you would change that to, I'm going to leave it to 1 and 2 right now. But what you would change that to is 3 and 4. Okay. So yeah, so you would change that to 3 and 4. You would leave the guide and the click at 1. So the 1 and then the 3 and 4. And that's how you would set them all up. So you would go down the line, set them all up that way. So make sure click is 1, or guide is 1, and make sure everything else, click A, Command A, click off of that, and click and change everything. So I'm just going to leave it where it is, but that's how you would do it. And you would do the same thing you did on the other one. So I don't need drums, I don't need bass, I don't need one of these acoustics, and most of the time I don't need piano. There's a few times I do. So yeah, and you go on, keep doing that, continue to do that on down. Let's see. Also, so if you have let's say this drums, well, no, we don't use drums. So let's say this this electric is too loud. This right here is your volume knob, and you would only touch this if it was way too loud. This will, let me just give you an example. This will turn that row down. So if I have this, so you see the green here, it'll turn that row down. If it's a little too loud, you have ability to turn it down. You also have ability on, if you want to get that back to normal, just click on it, press delete. You also, let me exit out of this. You also have that ability on the interface, and I've told some of you this. If you look right here, if you look right there, it says volume monitor. So you can turn it down. So it's the left silver knob. all the way to the left. You can turn it down with that one as well. All right, and to make it, in another, just a side note, just to make, if you see there's two arrows facing both ways, if you click on that, you can make it big screen. That way you don't miss an exit out of it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. So I talked about the time signature. Oh yeah, make sure this is always set to one. This is the global quantization. Make sure it's always set to 1 bar. So basically what that means is when you click a track, it'll come in a bar later, and that's how you want it, especially during these transitions right here. And I hope everything looks simple for you. So you have it cascading, so it's like this. It's cascading down, so it's kind of easy to see. And you can take this. You can take where the two screens meet. You can just take it, slide it down. So I talked about that. So you just have to make sure a couple things. You have to the preferences. Go to preferences. Go to audio. Make sure you change that. Make sure the ones that you don't want are taken out. Turn solo off. So the drums, the bass, make sure those are turned off. Make sure, and then, well, make sure the ones that are turned off that we don't need in each track, and then make sure that we route everything correctly. So remember, guide is 1, which is going out on Q out 1 over here, and the rest of the tracks, are going out 3 and 4. Now this will change in the future, but for right now, that's a basic of how we run tracks. We just have to make sure the audio is going out, and we do that by preferences, choosing the interface, and right here, making sure that everything's channeled right. I think that's pretty much it. And we do the reprise. We do a reprise, so that's the reprise down here. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Those are the important factors of it all. And later on, I'll make a video showing you how I put together a set list. If any of you guys want to know, I can show you how I do that. And yeah, I can show you later. That's pretty much all. That's the basics of it. All right, guys. Well, I'll talk to you later, and I look forward to the next video. See you later. Bye.